Okay, my name is Connor Olson, and today we'll be presenting to you the effect of computers and technology on society as a whole has been beneficial, not. I am the opposition to everything before the not. So today I will be, as a CS major, telling you why all computers are bad, despite my life entirely revolving around them. Okay, so to start off, we've got social isolation. Social media sets really unrealistic expectations for people about the way they act, the way they look. And so people kind of get this messed up idea of what socializing is in their heads, and then they can't really socialize well with other normal people. Um, Anxious people will tend to stick to their phones during a social event. It's very easy to show up and just get on your phone. And, you see the people who are just like this, and they're like, oh, I don't want to talk to anybody, which can perpetuate social anxiety because they never experience getting over it and actually socializing with people. Addiction can lead to people to isolate for long periods of time. They can just stay at home playing video games, reading whatever, watching whatever, God only knows what. But yeah, online communities radicalize people from with echo chambers. So we see a lot of emerging crazy, far-leaning ideas in different directions of the political spectrum. A lot of this is because of crazy echo chambers where people are just congregating in places where confirmation bias can run wild, and they love it. That's not good, and so they can't really socialize with normal people because they've been so used to socializing with crazy people. And a lot of online interactions are kind of filling the hole of real connectedness in real life, and so they're like, oh, I'm satisfied, but they're really not. So it kind of tricks the brain into thinking they're socializing. Dependency and addiction. Obviously, social media and computers are addicting. As we saw in the documentary, it is abusing a vulnerability in human psychology, where the reward system is just being attacked by notifications and cool videos, funny things. And we see a lot of apps are actually designed to do this intentionally, very predatorily. Like YouTube will automatically open up YouTube Shorts randomly. It's like, hey, you open the app, watch some shorts. TikTok figures out your watching habits with absolutely like no input. You just kind of like go, and it'll start to tailor. You just put in zero work, and it figures out exactly what it can give you to make you go happy mode. Snapchat. I got a notification from Snapchat that said, you are so close to snapping, trying to get me to come back to the app. Hell no. And other Snapchat features are very geared towards the sort of snoopy, amygdala-driven people who are like, oh my gosh, where was he? He was at this place 13 minutes ago, but I sent him a message 12 minutes ago. It's not healthy, and it's very addicting. And this obviously decreases people's attention spans, and you generally enjoy less things when you're so used to the instant, easy rewards of the internet and technology. TikTokification, this is great. So, technology destroying itself. We see a rise in algorithms that gauge your enjoyment with as little input as possible, like TikTok. Like the amount of time that you spend looking at a thing, they will use that as a metric of how much you like something, because nowadays people might like something, but they don't have the attention span to sit there and actually read the whole thing and engage with it or whatever. We see a lot of we're trending towards reels of climactic things. Like Spotify now will show you the coolest parts of a podcast or whatever to try to get you to listen to it, just like TikToks. And so a lot of like music is actually being geared around having a catchy hook or whatever for the purpose of going famous on TikTok, which is kind of destroying portions of art. Hyper-stimulating imagery, especially in children's entertainment. Things like Cocomelon that have no substance whatsoever, but they're very visually interesting. And they've got music and stuff. We've seen the videos of kids freaking out when they don't get to watch Cocomelon and stuff like that. It's pretty obvious that it's not healthy. iPad kids. I should have a whole slide on this, but I don't have time. Kids being raised by iPads are completely screwed. They're so used to having everything on tap whenever they want it, and then they don't want to work for things. So yeah, big negative on attention span and productivity. Privacy and surveillance. Ben Franklin says that those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Have you ever spoken about something near your phone and then gotten ads or like suggested searches really related to it? Your phones are always listening. Everything, all your Samsung smart fridge is a freaking surveillance device. Government mainly. They kind of pose things as legitimate surveillance, like when we have terrorist attacks, 9/11. That was when we suddenly started cracking down on like airport security. We have TSA for show and all sorts of stuff. We've got all of the phones being tapped of like nearly every single American. Yeah. And we will eventually get closer to what China is doing. And I think that most of us know that China is not a fun place to live if you have thoughts or feelings. They've got the social credit system, which basically measures how much you love the government, or at least say you do. And they use surveillance to clamp down on critical and dissenting views, which is literally 1984. If the product is free, you're the product. Companies exist to profit one way or another, and advertisers are the true customers. Services are not really consumer focused anymore, and so they often do things that screw you over. We see dark patterns, which are when a company makes it really easy. Oh, I'm blocking the meme. A company makes it really easy for you to buy something or engage with something that is bad. Like I have an example in the next thing. Like it's really easy to accidentally accept all the cookies or whatever on a website. And you know, like this, where here they used to have a big undo button, but now they've got a really tiny cancel purchase button. So you just see press X to get V-Bucks. Yeah, that is a dark pattern. Yeah. And then one of my favorite things to talk about with tech is the paperclip problem, which is the idea that an AI being told to make paperclips. That's its only thing. It's got no like ethical implications or whatever. Wrong. It realizes that human existence actually hinders its ability to make paperclips, and so it elaborately disassembles all of society and kills all the humans so that it can get back to making paperclips, because that is what it has been bred to do and what it knows and loves. Which is not exactly the plot of Terminator, but Cyberdyne was contracted to create something that would prevent cyber attacks or defend against it. And the thing that they created is Skynet. Skynet starts to infiltrate every device ever, and they're like, this thing looks like a virus. What is that? And then they tell Skynet, hey, Skynet, stop that. That thing is bad. But Skynet's like, you're telling me to stop myself. So now humans are the enemy, and I'm going to kill everyone. So that's how we get a Terminator movie in real life, and we should avoid this at all costs. Technology is bad. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much.